For the autoclave material, let me add this landscape, and let's just to create. For it to work, we can simply use this stuff, which is a material m underscore, I don't know, autoclave or slope. Let's create a material instance mi, and then basically select this and give it in the landscape material. Okay, so in the cliff, which is autoclave master material, so in the master material we will use something called VertexNormalWS. This basically gives the vertex normal's direction, which would be x, y, or z, or like combination of this one in a 0 to 1 value. So let me add a few more stuff in here so that it is understandable. So I simply added like a sphere and a capsule in here to show what we are doing or what vertex normals are. So if I click on the material, or sorry, the mesh, and then go into the mesh, and click on this eye icon and say show me normals, and you could see these are like facing outside the sphere. Basically this allows the engine to know how the lighting works, but you could obviously change this in like a 3D software. But this is basically showing where each vertexes are facing. Same with this guy, which is, if I click on here, you could see these are the vertex normals like this, facing different directions. So we can actually find where it is facing, and based on that we can get a gradient in black and white color. So in our cliff material, this one would give us which direction it is facing in 0 to 1 values. So if I, let's say, connect it directly to the base color, I'll also make this be 1 and 0 so that it is easy to see. You don't need to do this, it is on what you are trying to make. This is just for the visual purposes. So you could see in this sphere, anything that is on top would be blue because it's facing the z-axis completely. Anything that is facing on the right side would be, let me add this in here, would be like this. If I add a cube, it would be even easy to see. So you could see. So anything that is on top is blue, anything that is facing the green direction, which is y, and this is x. Make sure you're in global, okay, because it is based on world space. You could see W as world space and not a local space. So based on these values, we can simply just say that I want to get all three of them separately. So only x, y, or z, because right now it is giving all three values. For example, if it is slightly off like this, then it is combination of all three colors like this. But if I do this one, which is get me x, y, or z, only one value, and I can say that give me the z value, we get anything that is on the top only. You could see. So I'm getting only z value, and then wherever there is grayish value, so you could see this is fully white, then it slowly starts getting gray, gray, gray. Maybe if we go into unlit, it would be easy to see. There we go. So you could see as it goes down, it is this is like a negative direction, and anything that is negative or lower than 0 is black. 0 is also black. Then 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, like 0.6, 0.8, and then 1 would be like completely white. Now based on this, we can actually see if it is on the top or not, because if it's on top, we can add like a different color, like a grass and all, and then side we can do cliff, like around this area, and then rest of it doesn't matter. So to have more controls over this, we can use a lerp node, which is hold L and left click, or search for linear interpolate. Use this as the alpha, and then we can use this black and white values to have our own values, which would be, let's just promote this to this stuff and call it height min and then height max. If we do 1 and 0, then basically no changes. So with this lerp node, we can actually use the previous 0 to 1 value, which comes from vertex normal, and then kind of change the threshold to kind of map it with what our height should be. You could see, again, you could like change this value. So I don't know which one to add where, but you could just alternate this, call this min or max. So let's do -5 to 5, and this one will give us like a hard edge like this. Now if I go into this mi autocliff instance which we created, and because these are parameters, because we did convert to parameter, we can actually use this as height, max and min. You could see there's black around here, so I can actually play around with it like this to see how it looks. You could see at the edge it is being black and like this. So make sure to add a saturate node, because it is now going like -5 to 5. So if you saturate, everything would turn to 0 to 1. Now here we could add another lerp, and then we could say that wherever there is black, use this texture or this color. So maybe I want like an or this color, and then around here I could do something like wherever there is white, I want green. So wherever there is white, I want green. Maybe let's go to lit, and then you could see we got something that works like this. And in the end, you could also add, not in the end, add around here below, before this stuff, you could add like a cheap contrast and promote this to a parameter. So around here where it's black and white, you can add a cheap contrast in here to kind of have different contrast. So if you do something like, let's see, so if you do negative, you can kind of smooth it out. Let's see, it's smoothing now. If you do this one, then it would be harsher, like the lines would be harsher. There's also WorldAlignedBlend or something like this one. So maybe if you just add this in the alpha, where is it, promote this to this stuff, promote this to this stuff, and let's see. So if I connect this, and pi should be negative, nope, yeah, increase the sharpness a lot, and then do blend bias. This also works like a easy method. So how should the sharpness be? I don't know, I've not used this, so not sure, but again, this also can help you create some stuff like this. But again, doesn't seem like much control. You could see it automatically uses 001. So if you hover on it, it says 001, which is same as using this one, vertex normal, and then comparing it with 001. Yeah, so that's all you need to do.